waiting, and I'm letting him down. It's only the second time I've been late. I think this is the latest I've ever been on the start. Well,
8:11. They're like, screw this.
8:11. Screw this guy.
Going someplace else.
Gosh. 11 minutes late. I thought this guy was a pro.
Yeah. Is it going yet?
It's thinking about it.
Okay.
Hey, and we're live. Sorry about the false start here, guys. I had a little bit of a meeting beforehand, had some setup difficulty, but we're live.
Live now.
Welcome to Talking Heads, episode 11, I think. God, I didn't check beforehand. I'm Jeff.
I'm Steve.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us. So we're going to try something a little bit different today.
Yeah.
For we've got a couple beers here.
We got beers.
But being a holiday season, one of my favorite YouTube channels is How to Drink. A guy named Greg. He looks up recipes for cocktails. He loves Prohibition era cocktails or movie cocktails. This week he did a review of 3 different eggnogs, and I want to try making one of those live. So I've got a little mini bar behind me tonight. So,
got the all-important ice.
Now I will say I cheated just a little bit. I did some prep beforehand. I've got some egg that's already blended up.
That's where the name eggnog comes from.
That's right.
Is the egg.
Real egg. Whole egg. So, there's all that. Couple of glasses.
Excellent.
All right. So, if you're just joining us, I'm making some eggnog live because I wanted to. So, let's do... And of course my 2-ounce jigger is nowhere to be found, so I've got a little 1-ounce cup. There we go.
4 ounces, right?
6 of this.
6 ounces of milk.
Should be 5, and that should be 6. And this is
know how to count.
This is for a double serving, so 6 ounces of whole milk.
Yeah.
Should be 2 ounces of heavy cream.
It's got milk, so you know this drink's going to be good for you.
That's right.
It's got calcium.
That's right. And I'm lactose intolerant, so it should be a fun evening.
Oh, yeah. So I'm glad I can leave after this.
Yes. Yeah, I might be sleeping on the couch tonight. So we got 2 ounces of heavy cream. This particular recipe is using spiced rum and cognac. So we're going to do 2 ounces of spiced. Today I'm using Sailor Jerry's. It's one of my favorite inexpensive spiced rums. It's a 92 proof, a little bit of a heavy hitter, but really good flavor. Fantastic rum and coke.
Yeah, I like Sailor Jerry's. They're pretty decent.
Yeah. So 2 of that, 2 ounces of cognac. This is a Mason Rogue, and it's a 40%.
I don't believe I've ever had that one before.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's a decent starter cognac. Brandy.
When I say I don't believe, I mean like there's certain times where I just forget what I had.
Right. There are nights where you can pour something in front of me and...
You don't know.
Yep.
I'll just, whatever.
One of my favorite stories is a buddy of mine. He was walking around a party, and he knew he was going to get hungover that night, so he was walking around with a glass of water and a glass of vodka.
Take a sip.
So he'd do this throughout the night, and at one point in the night, he goes, "Which one's that?"
Couldn't figure it out.
Had no idea. Mm-hmm. All right, so that's 2 ounces of rum, 2 ounces of brandy, or cognac, and then 1 ounce of just simple syrup. And there we go. And I'm glad that my shaker has enough.
Simple because it's easy to make, not simple because it's uneducated.
Right.
Yeah.
Give it a good shake here. And I have never tried this recipe before, so I really hope it's good. I didn't have the egg.
What about the egg? I was gonna say. We're gonna have nog without egg.
All right.
Just nog at this point.
So I think what I'm gonna do,
pour it in there. Yeah.
I'm gonna pour it in here, and then I'm gonna go hit it in the blender real quick.
All right.
And I'll do the blender off camera, so
you'll hear it though.
You'll hear it.
Oh, do we need nutmeg too?
I'll add that on top.
Okay, that's gonna go on top. All right.
There we go.
Sexy, sexy nutmeg.
That's right. All right, keep talking, Steve.
Okay. I don't know what you want me to say about eggnog, the history of eggnog. I have no knowledge of the history of eggnog, so I could make some stuff up, but I would just be lying to you at this point. Oh, that was quick, so that's good.
Yeah, it's just a quick little shot. All right. It looks like eggnog.
Yeah. Let's give it a shot then.
Again, this recipe that I'm using is Morganthaler's eggnog. If you look on not bad. Yeah. If you watch How to Drink, one of my favorite YouTube channels, he did a video on this earlier this week. Sounded really interesting. I like cognac, I like rum, I like eggnog, and of course I didn't open the nutmeg before.
Yeah. I conquered.
Steve is there to help.
Yeah.
We are nothing but professional on this channel.
I know how to open up some. How much? Just sprinkle.
Just a sprinkle on top.
Yeah. Because nutmeg's kind of a.
Yep. There you go. That's plenty.
There. Is that good?
That's good. That's
okay.
perfect.
All right.
All right.
Let's give it a shot.
Cheers.
Not bad.
Not terrible.
Very, very creamy and milky.
Very, very milky.
Not very.
Not very boozy.
No, not very boozy. Not very spicy. Like you get the eggnog spices. I mean, the nutmeg kind of helps there, but
yeah.
I mean, usually they put like allspice and cloves and stuff in nutmeg.
I'm gonna grab a spoon. I'm gonna stir the nutmeg in.
Yeah, that might help a little bit.
Yeah.
Some more eggnog facts that I'll make up. Eggnog was invented by the Greeks. It originally meant something very gross.
Yeah.
Like phlegm.
Yeah. Bar spoon there. There we go. So I think he did the nutmeg in the blender.
Oh, okay.
That might have been the difference.
Might have been the difference.
And I'm making a mess of my desk.
That's a lot better. That's a little more nuggy.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah. Let's hit the intro real quick. Since we're 6 minutes in and 11 minutes late.
Is there anybody on?
There's 5 people watching.
Oh, right.
5 people watch us make eggnog.
All right.
So, thank you very much for
Are you
jumping
not
on.
entertained by the nog?
By the nog. It's a slow tech week, if you hadn't noticed. We're 1 week before Christmas, 4 days before Christmas.
Yeah, 4 days. We're pretty close.
And 2 weeks before CES. So this is the time of year that absolutely nothing is announced.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple nuggets of information out here. For the most part, it's just going to be us drinking beer and BSing for for an hour. So join us, won't you?
We're really scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
That's right. So I wish I could play you this video. I can't because, as you'll see, InBev is aggressively protecting their patents, but they're doing it in a non-dick way.
Yeah,
I gotta say.
They kind of be nice about it.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. My window capture is not set up. Again. Hold on. There we go. All right.
There we go.
So we all know the Dilly commercials. Dilly. All right. So there was a brewery in Minneapolis, Minnesota that they had this idea for kind of a retaliation for the, we don't like craft beer, Dilly, to the pit of misery with you.
Yeah.
So they wanted to do a double IPA and name it Dilly.
Yeah.
And then they thought, you know what, we don't want to get lawyers involved. We know they're going to fight back. And then the craft brewer got a hold of them, the craft brewer side of them, and they said, screw it, name it Dilly. Release it. Mm-hmm. And they did. And from what I hear, it's a pretty solid beer.
If you could look it up, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I haven't had it.
It gets like a 3.8 or something like that. It's solidly a good IPA. Yeah. So InBev, rather than just sending a lawyer with a cease and desist letter, which is what they expected, sent a medieval crier who walks into their brewery on just a Tuesday morning, hear ye, and goes through the whole spiel about how Dilly belongs to their land, and he is sent under direct orders of the king to tell them they may sell their beer as a one-time special.
Yeah, they can do it one-off, and then that's it.
One-off, limited time run.
Yeah.
Once this beer is sold out, you are sold out forever.
Yeah.
Dilly is the cry of our land, and under punishment of the king and the threat of future scrolls.
Yeah. Which the cease and desist order was written on a scroll.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They will, you can sell your beer, that's fine, but when you're done, you're done. Yeah. And they said, Dilly in the spirit of it is any beer that you enjoy with friends is a good beer. So we want to invite you to watch the Super Bowl with us and have beer on the house.
Yeah.
So again, they're not being a jerk about
They're
it.
saying don't use the name anymore.
Don't use the name
not,
anymore.
Like being really super heavy-handed.
But send 2 of your employees to the Super Bowl with us on the house.
Yeah.
So very cool story.
Yeah.
I was
pleasantly surprised
because InBev's been kind of a dick in the past.
Yeah, if you go to the link, you can go. I think there's the video down at the bottom of it, but you can.
Yeah,
watch
there
it.
is.
It's kind of
I didn't have time to update the link in the description. If you're watching this live, it'll be all set by the time we go post-record it again. I got kind of a late start, and we're running a little behind schedule here. But good story. Go watch the video. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I guess the brewery had no idea these guys were coming.
Yeah. It was. In fact, if you watch the video, you can see some people walking in there just kind of.
Yeah.
What the heck is that?
That is pretty solid eggnog.
Yeah, it's not bad. I liked it enough that I drank half of it.
Yeah, you're a little ahead of me. Again, Morganthaler's eggnog. If you go to the YouTube channel How to Drink, you can look up that recipe. He's also got a couple more that he was pleasantly surprised with. This one caught my eye, and I kind of wanted to try it. I'm glad I did. This is really good.
I think you could just use a little more eggnog spices.
Yeah, maybe some allspice in there.
Yeah, some allspice in there.
And maybe just a hint like more rum or something.
Yeah, I think it's more rum.
For me, I like a boozy drink.
We can always fix that. We can just put more rum in there right now. There's nothing that says we can't fix that right now.
There we go. A little
more rum.
Half a shot for you.
Yeah. This will help monetize everything on YouTube.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, this one I don't monetize, so they can't strike this video.
All right.
There we go. All right, let's try that.
Yeah, that made a big difference. You can definitely taste the rum there.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
That took it from good to great. That's what that did right there. Anyway, How to Drink, look it up. He's got 3 eggnogs in one video. It's a solid video. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. Go check him out. All right, I didn't get to read this one, very briefly, so I'm going to let you take the lead here.
I did too. When I first saw the headline, I thought this was going to be a dry beer with occasional areas of heat in there or something like that. You know, some peppers, some
spicy
notes in there, but no.
And then for all of a sudden, or for no reason at the end, it just turns sour.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was going to be, but no. Apparently,
it's not a drink about menopause. It's a drink for menopausal women.
Yes, apparently, if you know
key qualifier in that phrase.
Yeah, if you know anybody, a woman that's going through menopause, then you might want to get them liquored up with this stuff. Mm-hmm. Apparently, it's supposed to help.
Yep.
It's more of a Gruit style beer, so there's not there's some hops in there, but it's mostly it's bittered with herbs and spices.
Right.
And so and this their herbal components that they put in there are supposed to help alleviate mood swings.
Yeah, it's.
Like I think just booze in general helps alleviate mood swings. To be honest,
it certainly makes me feel better.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I'm like, just makes me want to just lay on the couch and do nothing.
That's right. But yeah, they included motherwort, lemon balm, chamomile, stinging nettle, mugwort, rose, chickenweed, and demiana, whatever that was.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I never heard of it.
I'm pretty sure it's one of those Harry Potter recipes.
I'm sure. Yeah, little Ianu.
Motherwort.
Yeah.
Right there.
But kind of a cool thing, Let's brew a beer that we'll market towards menopausal women.
I mean, it says it's supposed to help mood swings. So
I told you guys this was a slow news.
Yeah, it's very slow. Yeah, we can go on with that one.
Yeah. It's about as This one I'm curious about.
Yeah, okay,
but damn it, I don't live in Chicago and I don't live in Carolina.
Well, I mean, that was the same thing. Like, the last time I was here, they had the thing about Pizza Hut, and they were delivering beer,
yeah, Pizza Hut testing out beer, but that was in Phoenix, I believe.
This is... No. Taco Bell is releasing their own beer.
And they've been doing this Cantina Taco Bell for about a year, maybe 18 months, something like that, where they've got a couple they've got, I think, about a dozen locations now.
Mostly in Southern California.
Southern California, there's one in Chicago, and then where they're actually brewing the beer is in Carolina, if I remember correctly. Anyway, Taco Bell is serving alcohol in some Cantina restaurants, so it's their food, and then they have some liquor-infused drinks. You can get like a rum and coke there. You can get tequila slammers and things like that. But they're brewing their own beer. And do you remember what it was that they were going to brew?
It's I think a Mexican style amber.
Oh, that amber lager. That's right. That's a Mexican style amber lager. At the moment, it will only be available in Newport Beach.
Yeah, Newport.
So yeah,
it's a California-based brewer who made it.
Okay.
Not Carolina, California. Yeah.
Sadly for Taco Bell diehards, the new beer is only available at the newly opened Taco Bell Cantina in Newport Beach. So that it's only going to be available at the one place.
Yeah.
For now, if this does become, if it takes off,
come to the Taco Bell near you.
That I certainly hope so.
Yeah.
It's about the only thing that's near me.
I hope it pairs good with their taco sauce.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting to be more and more gourmet. The whole Demolition Man thing is starting to become true. Mm-hmm. You got to go Taco Bell for the gourmet.
Yep. They keep trying a number of different things, and for the first week that they're out, I'm sold. They're really, really good, and then they figure out how to do them cheaper, and the quality goes down.
Yeah.
They have these potato grillers that were fantastic.
I never had those.
Oh, those were solid.
I had the burritos with the Frito-Lay bits in them.
I've had those ones.
I like those a lot.
Those were okay.
Yeah,
the potato grillers. They were like these taquito style flour tortilla, but they weren't deep fried. It was they did a flour tortilla wrapped up, potatoes like this creamy ranch spicy sauce, some nacho cheese and some chicken, I think. They wrapped that up and then they flat iron grilled it.
Oh, yeah.
And it was solid, and it was $1.50 or $1. I mean, it was
nice.
It was pretty inexpensive. Not sponsored by Taco Bell. I just make regrettable decisions from time to time.
That's the thing. They strategically place Taco Bells on the way home from bars and stuff like that. So
I passed three of them on the way home from work.
Yeah, so you have a couple beers and you're like, oh, there's a Taco Bell over there, man. Mm-hmm. I could go for a cholito or whatever.
That's right. You get home and, oh, honey, I already... no, I'm just feeling a little weird. I'm not hungry. That spaghetti looks fantastic, though. Yeah. Not that I'd ever do that to my wife. Maybe only once or twice. All right. This one was kind of cool. There was a lot of to-do over Oculus being purchased by Facebook.
Long time ago. It was like, what, 2 years ago?
Almost 2 years ago, I think.
2 years ago.
It was before they went commercial. It was before the Rift was commercially available, which was a little over 14 or 15 months ago. So yeah, it's probably close to 2 years that they were purchased. Anyway, when they were purchased, there was a lot of fear that, Facebook is going to lock out all other VR development, and they're going to create their own walled garden, which the Oculus Store, to some extent, is kind of a...
They started doing that,
yeah.
I think they're kind of opening that up a little bit more because they know it's not the best
idea. There was some paid exclusivity for some games. I know Arizona Sunshine was a paid exclusive for a short time, like a month or something like that. And there were a couple other games that were like that Oculus funded the studio to develop the game, and then wanted a month of exclusivity, but it wasn't permanent exclusivity. But this is kind of a step in the right direction that Facebook Spaces, which is kind of like Google Hangout, it's a 3D virtual reality environment that you put on your headset and you go chat with friends, is now available on the Vive. So any of your friends who have an Oculus Rift or an HTC Vive now can go and hang out in VR and talk to each other and wave your hands around.
And then log off.
And then log off.
Like, okay, I'm done with this.
Because who wants virtual screen time?
I know.
Yeah. So
I'm going to do something useful with my time.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of cool. This to me signifies maybe a little bit bigger push or a bigger ideal that this isn't going to be as exclusive as we thought when it comes to Facebook owning the Rift. Yeah. They've tried to lock the HTC Vive out of a lot of their walled garden apps, but they're not shutting the door entirely to being compatible with OpenVR SDKs and being on the Steam store and things like that. They're not only funneling you to Facebook and to the Oculus Store. They're trying to be pretty universal about it, and to build a community and to build a market for VR, you have to play ball. You have to play ball with everyone. And they're certainly undercutting HTC on the price right now.
They are right now. Well, the Vive, I think they knocked the price down a little bit.
Yeah, it's down to $600.
Yeah, but it's still kind
the
of...
Vive is still $400.
Yeah, I know.
And in fact, I think it was down all the way to $330 or something like
Which
that.
Which is not too bad for
that's
VR. But
pretty darn solid.
I still like the HTC Vive a lot better. I mean, it's a way better VR experience.
Yep.
And if you can afford it, I recommend that you go with the Vive.
Yes.
I mean, you really don't need that much space to use it. A lot of people are kind of like, well, I need more space to do it.
When I first started, I played VR in my home, and I have a 12-foot by 12-foot space upstairs that's pretty open. And I hooked it up to my desk, or hooked it up to my computer upstairs, and that worked just fine. It was a great experience. I could walk around without feeling like I was bumping into a wall every 3 seconds. Then, over the summer, I actually opened a VR studio above a bar. I ran that for about 4 months or so. That was a lot of fun, but that was a full 16-foot by 16-foot space, with places to view outside of it. We had a big screen, and people were still bumping into walls. Yeah. And so VR has no outer limit for the space that you could possibly use. Yeah. And in fact, my worst moment ever was... it was actually my brother-in-law who was playing. He was playing Gorn, which if you've never played Gorn in VR, find someone with a VR, fire up Gorn.
Oh, is that the arena?
That's the
battle?
arena.
Yeah.
You'll go break their TV if you start swinging your arms around. He was playing that in a 15 by 15 foot space, and it's a fighting game where you actually swing your arms and swing weapons around, and it's a hell of a lot of fun.
It's a physics-based fighting type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. But what he did was he was trying to do like this finishing sword move on someone with the Vive controller in his hand. And I was sitting in a chair outside of the play area watching the screen above me so I could see what he was seeing. And he took one step outside of the play area and cracked me over the head and took me to the ground.
Well, it wasn't with one of these controllers.
It was one of these. It was one of these too.
I think there's a little dent right here. It must be this one.
There's wall marks all over these. I've had VR since last November.
Yeah, you've had it for a while.
I've had this HTC since around November of last year. But I've had VR.
I mean, that's a good testament for how well this thing's hold up. I mean, you bumped in the walls, scraped walls, hit people in the head.
Yes, I've had to do a couple repairs.
Oh, have you had to do? Okay.
Yeah, these are not
they're not
scuff-free. Yeah. I've had to take the controllers apart, I think, 3 times. They're not difficult to take apart. There's a couple screws on the bottom. There's 3 screws here and 2 screws here. The whole case pops off. A couple more screws inside.
You have to be careful not to wake up the gnome that lives inside.
Right. Yeah. There's a gnome. He's got a little vial of magic dust on him that, and a set of binoculars and a level that, you know, when you tilt it like this,
he kind of looks a little like Gabe Newell too. Actually,
that's right. He's got kind of the same beard, different glasses.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you rock it this way, the gnome hits the side of the controller and knows that your hand is moving. Anyway, there's a bunch of ribbon cables in here, and each one of these dots is a little infrared camera. And so there's ribbon cables all throughout this thing, and you do have to be really careful. Anyway, what happened on mine was actually I was playing in my space right here, which leads me to my space point of my current play space is only 8 foot by 6 foot. And it's constrained. It feels a little bit tight, but for standing situation games, it works just fine. Anyway, I managed to hit one of my controllers on the desk right here, and I didn't hit it hard. It was just more of a bump, and all of a sudden my controller stopped tracking. My trigger button still worked. I could still select things, but I lost the thing in VR, and I also lost the trackpad and a couple other buttons. Turns out I had knocked 2 of the ribbon cables loose from inside of here, so I had to take it apart and reseat the ribbon cables. And then the other problem I've had is the trackpad. There's only a single button under here. This is a trackpad. If you've ever used a Steam controller, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. When I moved to the right side of the controller, the button would lift up because there's a rubber pad underneath the trackpad here that just wore off. And so one of these controllers has some roll of electrical tape.
Just to kind of keep it going.
To add a little bit to that bumper.
Is there nothing electrical tape won't do? That and duct tape.
That and duct tape, yeah. Electrical tape is usually my go-to.
Yeah.
I love electrical tape. Can never get enough of it. But yeah, so there's been a couple repairs. There was something else that happened with the other one too that I had to fix later on.
Died.
Yeah, the gnome died.
Had to get another one.
Had to do a satanic ritual, do the pentagram on the ground.
It was a heroin overdose. It's like, he had nothing to live for. He was stuck inside a vine. That's all I'm going to do is heroin.
Goodbye, cruel world!
How he got it, I don't know.
Or was it more like, goodbye, cruel world? That is a solid recipe.
Yeah, that's very good.
I like that.
I liked it. You can tell because I really polished it off way quicker than you did. I liked it.
Yeah. I've had some recipes like that before that turned out about that well, but you have to age them like a week in a mason jar.
Oh, so kind of the spices kind of get to know each other.
Exactly.
They're all getting there making.
Yeah, because I've done the nutmeg and the allspice, and I had one that was made with bourbon and rum.
Yeah,
but that one has to age in the fridge for a week. Mm-hmm. It turns out really, really good. Yeah. And it's much boozier than this, but this was solid for literally just shake it up and pour it.
Yeah.
I liked it. What's up next?
All right. Well,
what do you want to go with?
Let's do the
ale.
Yeah, let's do the Abbey. We have the Abbey style Dubbel from Sound Brewery. It's called Double Entendre.
Yeah. See, we Oregonians drink something other than IPAs from time to time.
I thought I'd mix it up with a nice
little Abbey ale.
Yeah. Oh! We gotta pour that.
Nope.
Those monks know how to make things foamy.
Good catch. A good color to it.
Yeah. Nice amber color, a little dark.
There you go. Yeah. I can already smell it.
Oh yeah, that's really good. Sweet, kind of figgy.
Top off there. There you be. So this is
I think it's got 8%.
Sound Brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8%. It's a Dubbel Entendre or Double Entendre Abbey style ale.
Entendre, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Dubbel is double.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Yep. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's almost like a red.
Almost, yeah. Yeah.
Very, very similar to a red. Mm-hmm. I like that. That's solid. Speaking of VR, one thing I wanted to get to is kind of first impressions of Bethesda's VR games. Fallout 4 VR was released last week.
Yeah.
I've got close to a dozen hours in it. Even though I have 2 kids and I make videos on the side and I've got a full-time job. Oh, I was up till 2 in the morning a couple times last week playing that thing. And then I also got a chance to play about an hour of Doom VFR, which is Doom remade for VR. It's actually some different levels.
Right. Didn't get to do the Skyrim though, yeah.
No, Skyrim's for PlayStation VR, and I don't own any modern consoles.
I thought they had the PlayStation.
It's coming out sometime next year, but Sony paid for exclusivity on that one.
Well.
So it's PSVR only for a while. And from what I've heard, the mechanics on that one are...
I did see that it's still super glitchy, like most Skyrim typically.
Yeah, well, if you have glitches in Skyrim, you're going to have glitches in Skyrim VR. Yeah. They're just glorified.
Yeah.
And
I think I saw a video of somebody playing it in the the opening scene where you're in the cart, you're the prisoner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The cart literally got stuck, and it wouldn't move anywhere. They were sitting there stuck in the opening scene. They had to restart the whole thing because it wouldn't go anywhere.
Yep. Yeah, but the bow mechanics, I guess, are pretty good, where you're actually drawing the bow back and firing and whatnot. The sword play...
Well, the sword play was never great.
It was never great.
In Skyrim anyway.
Did you get... let's move on to Fallout, because I actually stuck you in Fallout
I did. I got to try Fallout
about an hour.
Just right before.
Yeah, he's still got the red ring around his...
I do. I'm still... Yeah.
So
I liked the Fallout version of the VR version of Fallout 4. That was really fun, actually. Yep. And I didn't really like Fallout 4 as much as New Vegas, as game-wise. Mm-hmm. But the whole VR thing kind of adds a new spin to it.
Yeah, totally.
I got to try the 2 movement controls, because the different movement controls where you can do the teleport, where you kind of point to where you want to go, or you can use the trackpad to kind of move around. I definitely prefer the trackpad method. Yep. The teleport method was garbage. I didn't like that.
Yeah. The way they implemented the teleport is you press down on what was the top button, the action button right here, and it puts this little gear on the ground, the Fallout gear, and then you select where you want to go on the ground.
You let up and it takes you.
And you let up and it takes you, the standard teleportation method. The problem is they estimated how far that you could sprint in that same amount of time that you're teleporting, and it takes your AP points down, which is what you use for your VAT system or for sprinting.
Yeah.
The problem with that is you feel like you're pointing on the ground to a point you want to go, you let go, you point again, you can go there,
and then
you point a third time, and you can teleport 1 foot.
Yeah.
And you can kind of do this little 1 foot at a time until your AP is back
I think
up.
they were thinking that you would teleport and then like take
and then
a
look
couple seconds
around, and
but like when you want to get to there, you're not
Right.
going to do that. You're going to sit there.
Exactly. So if you don't get motion sick, the walking around by using the trackpad is definitely the method that I prefer.
Yeah, it was much better.
It was much more fluid. It's much more natural.
Yeah, it was. You move forward, and then the direction you're going forward is the place your face is facing. So if you want to move left, you can strafe, but you also have to turn your body physically left and then move forward.
Right.
Or do that. And that worked out great. The only part where it was a little disorienting and a little tricky was because they have a lot of spiral staircases where you kind of got to go round and around. It got a little disorienting then, especially with the cable and the VR.
What I figured out on spiral staircases.
You got to go spin one way and spin the other way.
Either turn left and then turn right and then turn left and then turn right.
So you don't get tangled up in the corner.
Exactly. So I found myself doing a lot of like turn this way and then turn back this way.
Yeah.
What I found to do on the spiral staircases is walk forward, strafe left, and walk back, and then strafe right and walk forward.
But you don't see what's behind you when you're going backwards.
Right, but if you're just trying to scale like 8 stories really quick.
Right, yeah, it goes quicker that way.
Yeah, so I just want to get to the roof.
Yeah.
So that's the method I used.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. It was a lot more immersive. I did see a couple of graphical glitches I don't remember seeing in the normal game, like a lot of flickering and some textures and stuff like that. I'm sure that has to do with the VR syncing and stuff like that. But other than that, it was a real solid, fun game.
Yeah, the text. There's been a lot to do about the graphics, and people are going, oh, it's really jaggy, or oh, it's really blurry. The Vive is blurrier than your monitor. It's always going to be, regardless of what resolution they can possibly pump into it.
It's a little disappointing that it is, but it's not too detracting.
It didn't break it for me, though.
No, you got used to it pretty quick.
Right, and I've played Arizona Sunshine. And Arizona Sunshine is another fairly open world game. I mean, it's linear, but there's huge expanses of open space. Yeah. And yes, the thing on the bridge up there is blurry. It's blurry to my eyes, too, when I take off my glasses. But it wasn't like I couldn't tell that there was someone waving their arms on top of the bridge. Same way, I could see the enemies in Fallout just fine and pull up and get a beat on them with the sights and pull the trigger.
Well, that was another thing, too, that was a little different is the VAT system.
Someone asked what we were drinking because they were out walking the dog. Good on you. We were drinking a Sound Brewery Double Entendre Abbey-style ale.
It's a Dubbel, yeah.
It's a Dubbel. It's an 8%. Where's this one brewed? This one's...
I think they're local. I think Sound Brewing?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Washington.
Yeah, Washington.
Yeah,
Washington.
Yep. Palsbo?
Paulsbo?
That's...
Paulsbo? Yeah.
I'm embarrassed that I don't know how to pronounce the name of a city in the Northwest. Polsbo?
Polsbo.
If you're from Northwest Washington, let me know if I'm mispronouncing that. I apologize. But Sound Brewery, Polsbo, Washington, Double Entendre Abbey Ale. Pretty solid. I like it. It's it's good. And then another question: what are your favorite PC games, either new or old games?
Still right now because I went back. They just released the what was it, the Jungle Pack or something? It was Team Fortress 2.
Okay, yeah.
I love playing that game. I went back and started. I mean, I stopped playing.
I'm an old Counter-Strike junkie.
Yeah, I like Counter-Strike.
Yeah,
I go back to Counter-Strike Go every once in a while too, but I had stopped playing Team Fortress 2 for almost a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then they released this big pack with a bunch of new levels and a bunch of new stuff. Mm-hmm. And I've been playing the heck out of that. That's a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun with
I haven't been in Team Fortress 2 for probably a couple of years. I may have to check that out. Mm-hmm. I jump into Counter-Strike every once in a while. As far as new games go, probably the one I spent the most time in recently was Fallout 4. I've got a 6-month-old at home, so I haven't had a lot of time to game as of late. As far as favorite older games, Just Cause 2 was a heck of a lot of fun. Open world, blow things up.
Yeah.
You know, 80s style action movie.
Yeah, I like that one too. I didn't like 3 as much.
If I want to go really old, I I loved all the old LucasArts point-and-click adventure games.
Yes, and they have all the remasters of those.
They do the remasters. Yeah. There's Monkey Island. There's Grim Fandango. At heart, though,
there's Dig and Loom and
Full Throttle.
Full Throttle.
Yep.
And
at my heart, excuse me. At my heart, I am a space simulator enthusiast.
Right.
I loved the old. I love what Star Citizen is doing with their game. I've invested not an insignificant amount of money into Star Citizen. But the old Chris Roberts games.
Did you talk about them getting sued by Crytek? Did you talk about that?
I hadn't heard about that.
You hadn't heard about that?
No.
Yeah, I guess apparently Crytek is suing them for, I guess they didn't have enough. They don't have license to use their engine or something like that.
Well, that's interesting because I guess. See, I know a counterpoint on that already is that Chris Roberts already gave them like $1 million for licensing for the engine.
Yeah, I don't know
so
what the beef was. I didn't look too much into it.
That's interesting. But because last I heard, Crytek was going under, and people were worried about the future of Star Citizen because it was being developed in Crytek.
They're looking for some money before they go bye-bye.
Yeah, they were... A lot of people were concerned about the future of Crytek and the future of Star Citizen, and Star Citizen, or Chris Roberts, responded that we've already paid for a lifetime license for Crytek, and in fact, we have the source code for it.
Oh, okay.
And so they were like, no, we're good. We're going to continue development. It's going to be on the CryEngine. It might be the last game you ever see on the CryEngine, but yeah, we're going to continue as is. So that's interesting to hear that Crytek is suing them now.
Yeah.
Because that was a big to-do. Gosh, almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When there was a whole bankruptcy thing. Trying to think of any like early 2000s games that are because I went 90s and I went like 2014.
Oh gosh, the 2000s. Well, I used to go to like LAN parties every month.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s. Like
Yep.
Every month I went to a day-long LAN party.
Nice.
We played a lot of Half-Life back then.
Yeah, I did a lot of Half-Life.
Multiplayer Half-Life. with the mods on there, it was the most fun I've ever had when you have like Kermit the Frog with an AK-47 shooting Optimus Prime.
I got one. I got one.
Best thing ever.
Released in 1998. Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight.
Oh yes, that is a good game. Yeah. You can still get that on Good Old Games.
You can still get that on Good Old Games. In fact, I have that one, but I don't know if you ever took that one a step further and got on Massassi.net.
No.
And in fact, I checked a couple of months ago. The website is still live. It was an active modding community for Jedi Knight and for the Jedi Knight or the Jedi Outcast sequel that came after it, with level replacements and total conversions and weapon replacements and things like that. Fantastic game, great community.
Back when Star Wars games were good.
Back when they were good and had huge communities behind them, and we weren't all just bitching at EA.
Yeah.
They were some solid games in the late 90s, early 2000s. What was the Star Wars Commando? There was the Clone Trooper.
Star Wars Commando that came out. I think after that, it was like 2001, 2002, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but that was a solid one, too.
Episode 1 Racer?
The Pod Racer.
That was a solid
fun racing game.
In fact,
despite it being based on the Phantom Menace, it was still
Well, the pod racing was the best part of Phantom Menace. Yeah. I think we all agree on that. It certainly wasn't the dialogue.
No.
So, the early LucasArts stuff, point-and-click adventures. Thanks for that. It was a slow news week. We needed another topic
to go about it.
Now, I mentioned last week that No Shave November had been very kind to me because I was talking about John shaving and whatnot, because John can't grow a beard.
Yeah.
I missed with I slipped with my trimmer earlier this week.
Yeah.
And so I had this line right here, and I'm like, well, guess it's coming off. So I usually don't keep it this short. This was out of necessity. I have a job to keep still. My wife likes it this short. I told her I'd compromise with her. I wouldn't grow the sides back, but I'm going to grow a little longer here.
You can really pull off the Ming the Merciless if you can get the Fu Manchu going really
I can't get the full Fu Manchu. It doesn't connect.
It would look really good if you could do that. Yeah.
I would love it to connect. It never really has. It started to on one side. I got some starters over there.
You should probably get some mustache wax. You got some long sides right there. You can turn it up.
I can curl it without the wax.
You should do that.
My mustache is the thing of legends.
Yeah.
It's... Yeah. All right. I'm sorry. Moving along, Pavlov. Again, talking about dual compatibility both ways. Pavlov was recently released, or they did an update. You can play Pavlov on Oculus Rift now. So again, a little bit of compatibility going both ways here. If you haven't played Pavlov and you have VR, get in Pavlov. You'll do yourself a favor. We got to get you into Pavlov.
Yeah, I saw you playing it that one time, and it looked very interesting.
It's a heck of a lot of fun. This is there's a couple of different shooters that are out there that are online shooters for VR, where there's no 2D component to it. You have to be in VR to play it. Pavlov is probably the closest thing we have to Counter-Strike, and Onward is probably the closest thing we have to like an Arma True Simulator type shooter.
Military simulator.
There's not really like a Modern Warfare kind of or Call of Duty thing out there, but Pavlov, if you like more of the twitch shooter, fast action games, great game to get into, and it's based on some real mechanics where you actually have to reload your weapons, and you have a weapons pouch on your side, and like if I'm shooting with a pistol, so I've got my pistol here, I touch the trackpad to drop the magazine out of it. I have to reach in with my other hand, grab the new mag, slide it in, and then re-rack the slide. So it's 12 people in a map managing those same mechanics and all on equal playing grounds, and it's absolutely some of the best fun I've ever had in VR. There's also you can get the Steam Workshop on it now. If
user-made maps and stuff.
User-made maps. If you ever played GoldenEye,
so they redid some GoldenEye maps.
They've got the facility on there. Right. They've got the satellite, and they've got a couple others on there.
Yeah.
There's some old Counter-Strike maps that are on there.
Yeah.
There's one of my favorite maps to play is the town center from Majora's Mask.
Oh, so they put that in there too, yeah?
Yeah, with the clock tower and the sun or the moon gets closer to it as time goes on, and there's fireworks going off and day-night transitions, and it's the whole deal. It's fantastic. And in the meantime, you're shooting AK-47s at each other through the town square. Great game, and again, I'm glad to see some compatibility. Again, going both ways.
That just means more players when they get.
It means more players. It means a bigger player pool, bigger community. This was moderately sad. This.
I mean, moderately.
I never was much into AIM.
This is another throwback to way back when.
Yeah.
AIM is officially dead. I don't know if anybody still used it. I mean, that's probably why it died, right?
Right.
I think we even talked about that earlier today. Like you said, I'm more of an ICQ guy. I was like, I was an ICQ guy.
Yeah,
too.
1994 when I first got the internet at home, it was ICQ. On. I guess 95. Yeah. I think it was when ICQ came out, but yeah, had an ICQ screen name.
It was either grandmas or little kids that had AIM.
Right.
And if you were an adult, you had ICQ.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I was a little kid back. I'm like 12 years younger than you.
Yeah, well, still.
I wasn't even 10 when ICQ came out.
No, I was in my early 20s.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Yeah. So.
But I had ICQ. You were in ICQ.
Hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. Absolutely, that's another one of my favorite games. Did you ever get into H3 on VR?
I don't think so, no.
We'll have to get you. They do the skee ball grenades. Mm-hmm. They do.
We did. Okay, I did play that.
Yeah, I think you played that at the studio. If you're into shooting galleries and
that was fun.
and realistic manipulation of the weapons, H3 or Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, Hand Grenades, fantastic game.
I liked what was it? The Hold My Beer one. That was. There was just
Hold My Beer is another great VR game.
The two of the three modes were pretty good. The third one, I almost got sick and fell over, but it was still amusing. It was fun.
John wants to know, not your brother, another John wants to know, what was your first modem speed?
Oh, I had
your first online speed.
My first online was 14.4.
I was on 9600.
Oh, okay.
I was on 9600 baud.
Okay, no. Okay, first. Okay, you talking about the one that I owned or the one that I actually used?
Probably the one that you actually used, or owned, either one.
Okay, because I owned the 14.4, and then because it was my parents had the
2400.
22.
I think it was 24.
Was it 22 or 24? I thought it was a 22.
Might have been 22.
Yeah.
I thought it was 24 though.
It was in the BBS eras.
Yeah.
This was before internet, so BBS.
The first time, I had a 9600 baud on a 386, and I dialed into BBSs.
Yeah.
Again, I was the 8-year-old who dialed into BBSs, which explains my career path perfectly. Yeah. So I had a 9600 baud modem on a 386, 33 megahertz. We upgraded to a 66 megahertz DX2 with a 14.4, and my dad actually went from he bought the floor model compact with 4 megabytes of RAM, and he goes, no, screw that noise, I want 12.
Yeah.
So. And he says it was 2400.
Aha! Okay, 2400. Okay.
2400
so
baud.
2400
That's
baud.
right.
Okay. I thought there was a 2200.
Yeah. There might have been a 1950 baud.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're starting to push my tech limits.
I did see. I remember seeing a long time ago. There was a video. It still might be out there where someone took one of the old school modems when you had to put the phone on the receiver, and hooked it up to a modern computer to see if they can still get onto a modern
internet. I can do you one better. Yeah. Someone created a BBS server on a Raspberry Pi.
Really?
Yes.
An old school BBS. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they put a modem on a Raspberry Pi.
How did they get that? They just wired it in, or
wired it in? Mm. Yep. I believe they might have used a USB 56K V90 V92 modem. Yeah. 1200, 2400, 48, 96, 14.4. Yep, I had a 14.4.
Somebody got into Wikipedia right after this.
Yeah. I remember when we upgraded, we had an IBM Aptiva. It was our first Pentium 166 with MMX.
With the MMX.
With MMX. We had 32 megabytes of RAM. We got a 56K modem in that. It was the V90, not the V92. And I remember our internet service was through MSN at the time, and I believe MSN. If you got MSN on a good day, or if you were calling at midnight,
pretty good.
You'd get a 32 kilobit connection. Otherwise, you were stuck at 26.6 or even 2200.
Yeah. Back then, I think I still played. I mean, we still had a few turn-based online games we played.
I played StarCraft on dial-up.
See, I remember doing Warcraft on that.
I remember doing Warcraft Direct Connect.
But even before that, and I remember doing Doom even before then.
Yep.
But there was one called, I think they still even have a couple modern day versions of it. Warlords, the very first Warlords.
Oh, yeah.
Was a dial-up turn-based game you could play, and I used to play that quite a bit.
Yep. I did Civ on dial-up.
Yeah.
The original Civ 2. I did Warcraft and Warcraft 2 on dial-up. Yeah. Excuse me. I felt that one coming. I was trying to stop it. I actually played on BattleNet with StarCraft on dial-up.
The original BattleNet, yes.
Yep. So that was a good walk down memory lane.
Yeah.
All right, 47 minutes. I need to hurry up so we can open the next beer.
Get one more.
Yeah, we got one more beer to get to.
I'm almost done.
I'm not that far behind you. I mean, really.
I beat you with the eggnog. I'm going to beat you with this one, too.
Bastard.
I'm a seasoned drink.
That's right. First step is admitting you have a problem. All right. This one was kind of cool.
Yeah. I think there's been a lot. There's been a lot of speculation about this one. A lot of talk about this one.
Which I'll actually go and
go ahead.
Go into a tangent here. I was not bought in, but I was very close to buying. Yeah. What was that? The one that Jerry Ellsworth, former Steam engineer, built. She built an augmented reality headset that used basically projection.
Yeah.
I forget what the name of that was, but they shuttered their doors this year, which was kind of sad to see. Yeah. That was the original prototype for Steam VR, and then Steam got talking to HTC, and then co-developed it with HTC and kicked Jerry to the curb. So kind of a relationship, but Jerry was originally hired by Steam to develop Steam VR. They took some of her work and applied it to the HTC Vive, but she took her own work and applied it to her own thing. That was a very similar system to what this is.
Yeah.
This is made by Magic Leap, and it's
heavily invested.
Very $1 billion.
Yeah, $1 billion.
Yeah, this is not some random Kickstarter. This is a $1 billion invested augmented reality, or Microsoft calls mixed reality because they weren't aware of mixed reality filming, or they were aware of it and just renamed it anyway.
The AR, yeah, whatever. Dang
it, Microsoft. Anyway, augmented reality. I'm always going to say that.
Yeah.
This one is not using projectors like Jerry's prototype did, where she used a retroreflective material projecting out. This is using a light field projector into the glasses themselves. It has a full array of depth sensors and cameras in the lenses. And what this will do is this will project animated and virtual objects into real life in scale in real time.
Yeah.
And it uses your full field of vision. And that's the really cool trick about this.
Well, okay, they say that, but you look at the prototype picture right here, which it looks like some crazy steampunk.
It looks like you've got some
a little
like bit of tunnel vision.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to a steampunk convention at this point right now. You got some old school welding goggles on. So I can't see how they would say it's within your 100% peripheral vision.
They say it's 100%.
I don't buy it.
I'm hoping they have something at CES. I'm dying to try this thing because I was big into.
I would be very surprised if they do have something like CES. This looks like a big marketing slick right here. Is what this looks like to me.
Do they have the picture I'm thinking about here? They do not. I think that was on the other article. Let me switch over to that real quick. Because there were two articles that I read about it on. Yeah, part of our late start is I only got half of my links posted, so.
Yeah.
Does this one have the pictures? There it is. Is that the one? Yes, that's the one. All right. So here's one of their promotional pictures for this headset. That pack is clearly photoshopped onto this guy.
Oh yeah, now you can look at the image on the monitor right there next to it. That's
everything about this image is photoshopped. It's all renders.
This is a marketing slick all over it.
Yeah, but they say they're going to be shipping an SDK and a development kit in early 2018, like Q1 2018. They say it's ready for a development kit.
Well,
these images say otherwise.
Yeah, they don't bode a lot of confidence in my eyes.
These are one step away from the deal with it glasses. It's not a good Photoshop.
No.
But I hope they have something. I hope it turns out to be good.
I'm going to be cautiously optimistic on this thing because reading this article, there's a lot of cool stuff.
There's a lot of hyperbole. We're going to change the industry. There's a lot of market speak.
And not that the pictures were a very slick marketing thing, because a lot of places, I mean, even the HTC Vive and stuff like that, they had a lot of slick marketing thing.
Yeah, if you look at early renders for any of the VR headsets, they're all terrible.
Okay, the number one thing that kind of threw me off is like, instead of going to like a big tech website.
Look at this one.
They went to the Rolling Stone. The Rolling Stone.
Yeah. Rolling Stone broke the story, and then Engadget has a short little blurb about it.
Yeah. So the fact that they have Rolling Stone busting this news out just does not.
Literally, here is the Engadget article. It's one paragraph there and another paragraph there, and then that's it. That's the entire article. And
the Rolling Stone just seems like a big puff piece about the whole thing.
It's a big puff piece, and it's about the developing tech community, and VR is going to be the future, and whatnot, and invest in our Kickstarters and things like that.
I can't see it. I mean, like the whole Google Glass thing when it came out. They actually had people. Okay, I'm not saying it was a bad idea, but. You know, people look like assholes walking around with these things, right? And no one wanted them. Scroll back up to this guy here.
There's a reason glasshole became a verb in Urban Dictionary.
You really think you want to talk to first? Like, actually, scroll down lower. Go lower. Go.
Oh, there's some good ones in here.
Where's this one? Keep going. No, keep going. Oh, there you go. Back up. There you go. Right there.
Oh, that one. This guy. I hadn't seen that one before.
This guy is not picking up this lady with those glasses. Yeah. There's no way he's getting laid with those glasses.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, check out my AR.
All right, here we go.
Hey.
Yo, how's it going? How you doing? You know I'm into VR. Yeah. Honestly, if this was a form factor, I would buy it.
Yeah. The Geordie LaForge.
The Geordie LaForge look. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
The ladies go nuts. Yeah. I think it's more the disability.
My reading rainbow.
Yeah. What was the ABV on this?
It was 8. 8, yeah.
Yeah, well, there were 2 shots in the
yeah, so, that's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I hope this is a thing.
I do.
I hope.
How they describe it, it sounds cool.
The technology sounds really cool.
But
and
what they're promising, and based on the marketing slicks they're putting out, I'm not
buying it 100%. I will say I've seen this tech before, again, in Jerry's prototypes of the augmented reality polarized lenses with projectors and retroreflective material. It's a cool idea. This one is using, what do they call it? Light. I'm losing the words. Anyway, it's projection onto the glasses that is depth-free. And they're using the depth cameras to map your environment in 3D space and then project these things inside of that space in scale, in real time. It's a cool idea. Who doesn't want to walk through their house in a virtual shooting environment? Or, it sounds really cool. I hope it comes to fruition.
Who knows? Well, I think Microsoft's got the Holo that they're working on too. I don't think that's
$30,000.
Yeah, well, okay, that's still. I mean, I think they're taking a more realistic approach to it, though. I mean,
yeah,
they're not having all this marketing stuff that makes it seem like pie in the sky type stuff. They actually have some real world stuff behind it.
Yeah,
they keep promising the world still, but I'm still gonna be.
Boom.
I think it was a tie.
That was pretty close.
Yeah.
All right. This one kind of intrigued me. This is the Fort George Cavatica Stout. It is an 8.8%. So again, we're kind of going for heavy hitters tonight. 'Tis the season. I'm sure you've got family around the house.
Yeah. I have had this before. It's actually a really decent stout.
Do you want a fresh glass?
You know what? It's gonna be fine. This stout's gonna dominate whatever flavor you pour in.
That's true.
You don't want to go from a stout to a lighter beer. That's gonna taint a little bit. But going from a lighter beer to a stout, that's totally fine.
Decent little head for a short pour.
Well, you want a little bit of head.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. There you go. I think there's a teensy-weensy bit left. Ooh. Oh. There we go. We already started ruining the controller.
And there we go. As if my desk wasn't dirty enough.
Yeah, well. Get your dogs in here and look it up.
That's right. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. You never had it before?
No, I've not had this one before.
It's got some real heavy roasted malt flavor.
Real, almost like a smoky,
very
chewy beer, very smoky.
It's not. I feel like coffee stouts. It kind of goes beyond that. Almost.
Yeah, very coffee, very roasted.
Yeah.
Taste to it.
Like it's almost smoky, but not quite.
But not like oaky. Not like a wood taste. Like a very very over roasted coffee, but good. No, that's really good.
But it's got a sweet after finish.
Yeah.
And it's got a good mouthfeel.
It's got kind of that really good dark chocolate finish to it.
Yeah. Not too thick, but not too thin mouthfeel.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like water's kind of got this thick.
I don't feel like I need to cut this with a knife.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. That is pretty solid.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good beer.
I mean, it's not the best stout.
No, it's not the best stout I've ever had.
But it's good. It's solid.
Solid. Yeah. I've had worse.
Yeah.
Definitely. I've made worse.
I've never gotten into the homebrew. So I'd like to, and
that's all you need is another project, right?
Right. Unofficially, I'd like to get into the home distilling scene, but unofficially, I wouldn't, or officially, I would never ever do that.
Sure, you would.
Seriously, why is this illegal in Oregon? Let me make my own liquor.
I don't think it's completely illegal in Oregon because they sell. If you go to these homebrew places, they have micro stills you can buy.
You can buy micro stills,
but you can't produce past a certain amount.
Right, you can produce a certain amount,
and that's it. And you cannot. Well, obviously, you can't distribute.
You can't even travel with it. Yeah. Like you cannot put it in your car. Yeah. You cannot give it to your family. You cannot barter with it in any way, shape, or form.
It happens all the time.
Oh, I know it happens. I have some in my.
Yeah. Oh,
what?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, seriously, why is this such a big deal? Anyway, what else was on here that we might want to talk about? Since we got about 5 minutes to kill.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I got a few things here.
Yeah, we got. Anyway, that was the Magic Leap augmented reality headset. I hope it turns out to be something. Yeah. We'll see. Chrome is building their own ad blocker. This has been known for quite some time, but there's some specifics on it. I'll just kind of gloss through them real quick. On February 15th, Chrome will be releasing a native ad blocker to Chrome. It will be part of a regular update and turned on by default. It will block all ads, that's every ad indiscriminately, from sites that have a failing rating from the Coalition for Better Ads, which Google is a member of. Right. And what that means is anything that's obtrusive, anything that results in a failed behavior is...
Like something that pops up right in your face.
Pop-up ads, autoplay videos with sound, countdowns, quickly flashing colors and banners, and ads that block the majority of your smartphone screen. So if you ever pull up a website on your phone and you cannot bypass the ad that's on it,
that's like the worst
Chrome is going to block those by default.
Awesome.
I'm still probably going to use uBlock Origin.
That's what I use too, is uBlock.
It's solid.
Yeah.
It's probably the best thing out there. I like the customization options on it.
They're very nice.
I will say, in the past week or so, I've been seeing some things sneak through it.
Well, I mean, just like anything, you got places that make these ads. They find ways of getting around it.
Well, I jumped on a website today. Yeah. That not only had an auto-playing video with sound, that was an American Airlines ad, front and center in the center of the article.
Oh, man.
But I had ads all along the side that were hosted by DoubleClick. So very easy to block. Some way they got by it, and in fact, on the page right now, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. In fact, let me.
Oh yeah, there was the now playing. I don't know if that's an ad or
here you go.
Sponsored by Rolling Stones.
It's sponsored by Rolling Stones, but it's a video ad that's playing in my
it's
in my window.
Yeah, it's like an ad for Jurassic.
Yeah, this one's Jurassic World 2 or whatever, Jurassic Park 5, whatever the hell they're going to call it.
I got a huge beef with Jurassic World. I hate that movie.
I didn't think it was terrible. I thought
horrible.
I thought there was way too much fan service directed at the original.
It was horrible. It was a horrible movie.
It wasn't as bad as 3.
No, okay, you're right. It wasn't as bad as 3.
Okay, so if we're going on hierarchy, I go 1.
1 is the best.
I'd go World second. I'd put World above Lost
you might
World.
be right, but when we're talking like Jurassic Park's way up here, and then
World's like here.
World's like here,
it's
and then it's 2, and then it's 3.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. We didn't make any pterodactyls. Where'd that pterodactyl come from?
Yeah.
Come on, 3, really?
Yeah.
The plot was already there.
Yeah.
So, uBlock Origin. For the last couple days, I've been seeing a lot of ads. I don't know if someone found a way to proxy ads through into a web page. I don't know what the method is. I haven't looked into it at all. I'm a network guy. I'll probably figure out eventually.
uBlock will probably find.
But at my work, I have uBlock on my Chrome browser. We also have a filtering system called NX Filter. That's a great filter system. nxfilter.org, I believe. Might be .net. I don't recall correctly. But it's a free open source filtering system that also does ad block at a DNS level. And so I have 2 levels of ad block. And those ads on the webpage that I went to got through that. And when I hovered over it, it said hosted by doubleclick.net, which is one of the biggest ad servers out there. So, I don't know what's going on with uBlock lately, but DoubleClick found a way to get around you. Work on that.
Yeah, they probably will. Probably an update.
I'm sure they will. So, you got any closing thoughts?
No, not really.
Let's see. Microsoft removes Chrome from the Windows Store.
Yeah, I can see why. I know why they did it.
I know why they did it. It's because Chrome was a little cheeky in the way they were deploying Chrome.
Yes.
Basically, Microsoft has a Windows Store problem. It's that nothing in the Windows Store is worth a damn.
Yeah.
Nothing.
There are much better equivalencies.
Have you downloaded anything beyond Netflix in the Chrome Store or in the Windows Store? And did you even download Netflix?
No, never.
Exactly.
Netflix, yeah.
The only things I've ever downloaded from the Windows Store are the things that they download for me, like Candy Crush and Minecraft. And then
not even done that.
And then I uninstall inside of Windows 10.
I did the free. What's the racing game that Microsoft puts out?
Oh yeah.
I can't remember. It's like a big Xbox one. They just started releasing it to Windows now.
It's not Ridge Racer, but it's kind of a clone in that.
I can't think of it.
Is it Forza?
Yeah, Forza.
Okay.
There's the free version of Forza.
Oh, okay.
I did download that, but that's about it. That's the only thing I've really downloaded from the Windows Store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Forza. I like it.
Yep. Yeah, I can honestly say I think I downloaded Chrome very early on in the Windows 10 days.
Yeah.
When it was available.
So you downloaded it from the Windows Store?
From the Windows Store. There was a modern UI.
I just loaded up Edge and then downloaded Chrome.
Right, and that's supposed to be... No, there was a modern UI version of Chrome.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah.
That you can get in the Windows Store. It's long since gone. But that... I think Chrome, I downloaded the Netflix app, and I think I have the Plex app on one of my tablets.
Oh, okay.
I have a Dell Venue 8.
Did you see the other Plex story I posted?
No. You posted a Plex story.
Well, okay, so there you go, right, that one right there. No, the one.
Plexamp.
Yeah, Plexamp.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I did not see that.
Okay, yeah, that was the one as a last-minute ad.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go into this... absolutely sober.
This is so this is basically so Plex, like a lot of modern tech companies, they have like incubators, right? I mean, if you ever watch Silicon Valley, they talk about incubators and stuff like that.
Right.
So this was like the brainchild of one of Plex's incubators, and it is a front end a music player for Plex music, because like Plex server can host music, right? So this is a front end for playing Plex music. And it's inspired a lot from Winamp, so that's why they call it Plexamp.
Kicks the llama's ass.
Yeah, kicks the llama's ass. In fact, I still to this day use Winamp.
I still use Winamp.
I love Winamp. I know they're gone. I still love Winamp.
Yep. I still use Winamp. I use it a lot for karaoke.
Yes,
because it has the
karaoke plugin.
The .g plugin built in.
You cannot beat its search engine function.
No, absolutely not.
I can throw thousands and thousands of music, and it's almost instant typing that thing in.
I have a massive karaoke library that was legally obtained, of course.
Yes, of course, yes.
Right, and something like 40 gigs of music.
Yeah, and it sorts through the things like...
And it sorts through everything.
Like nothing.
Yeah. It's a wonderful
the best
audio.
Thing. So this is supposed to be for your home, and it's supposed to be a lightweight. I think right now they only have front ends for Windows and Mac, but of course, like how Plex is, they try to make it for everything. So I'm thinking they're going to be having players for just about every single platform in existence. But right now you can get the Windows and Mac version of this. So you would probably load your music onto your Plex server, install this. Front end on whatever. Well, right now it's going to be Windows and Mac,
right?
And then it becomes like a player.
Nice. I'm gonna have to try that. Yeah, I run a Plex server here.
I run a Plex server too at home, but I don't have any music on it. It's all.
I dropped my entire music library into that.
I haven't done that yet because I'm like I didn't see a reason because I was using Winamp.
Yeah.
But now that
I will say the majority of my my Plex server is legitimate. I digitally converted all of my DVD libraries with gosh, what is that program that I use? MX Ripper or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
MX Ripper. Yeah.
And so it rips the raw video file off of the DVD, uncompressed, but it puts it into an MKV file that you can drop onto your Plex server, and Plex reads MKV natively. Yeah. And so you get the uncompressed DVD or Blu-ray. Yeah. It'll do Blu-ray as well. And then all of my music is either DRM free from iTunes that I've purchased, or CDs that I've owned years and years ago and ripped them off there. So I run a Plex server at home. It works fantastic.
I love Plex. It's awesome.
Yeah. Kicks the llama's ass, I'm telling you what. So, yeah. Karaoke Talking Heads. Probably not going to happen.
No, it should. It should happen.
Oh,
it should happen.
I will say I will be covering CES, and if there's any karaoke at CES, you can guarantee I'll probably drop something.
All right.
We
can take it over.
Three quarters of my portable video system all ready
We
to go
can take
there.
it to my garage/karaoke studio.
That'd be kind of fun.
We'll do that.
Yeah. You know what? I know John partakes. Does Rhett? Do you know?
I don't know if he does.
He will.
Yeah, he should.
He will.
There's some people that you just ply them with enough alcohol and they will.
I'm sure Rhett would either way.
Yeah, I've seen people...
Maybe we'll do the best of... I mean, I certainly couldn't monetize it, but we'll do the best of Talking Heads karaoke one of these days.
We can monetize it. We'll just have to, like, change the lyrics a little bit.
Right.
We'll make it our own.
A long, long time ago, in a galaxy far away.
Something. See, he's already playing for first place.
Yeah. I think that's a good place to end.
That's a good place to stop.
Thank you for watching episode 11, Talking Heads. I will probably do a Talking Heads next week on the 27th. It all depends on if I can get someone here. I know it's Christmas time. We've got a lot of family in town. Who knows? Maybe we'll have everyone here.
I don't
know.
care about my family, so it's
Perfect.
I'll abandon them for whatever.
You are exactly the talent I'm looking for. Yeah, so we'll probably be back on the 27th, and then again on the 3rd, I believe, is the day. I don't know yet if I'm going to be broadcasting the week of CES. Keep on my channel. I will be doing some coverage from CES. I am going there. I've got a lot of meetings already scheduled. I am going to be pumping out content as quickly as I possibly can. So please stay tuned for that. We've got updates on the Threadripper build coming up. Let's see, I've got, probably this week, I've got RGB lighting going into it. I've got the InWin Aurora set coming in, as well as a custom block from SwiftTech and a bunch of fittings. I don't know how far into the water cooling I'm going to get before CES, but I'm certainly going to try. But yeah, also, if you don't follow me on Twitter, shame on you. But if you don't follow me on Twitter, I announced a couple weeks ago, I'm starting to both write articles and do video for moddersinc.com, which is a very well-established website. I'm super excited to be part of that team now. And if you want to see some of my content on there, you can hit Modders Inc. on YouTube or modders-inc.com. In fact, probably tomorrow, I have a review of the Deepcool Gamer Storm Barnes case with an integrated liquid cooler going live. So be sure to check that out.
It's Modders, not Inc., not Mudders, not Inc.
Yeah.
Those are two different websites.
MODDERS dash Inc.com. So
Mudders, you're going to have a different experience.
Yeah, muddersinc.com. I've not been, but if that's your fetish, go for it.
It sounds dirty. I don't know.
Yeah. Ooh. Anyway, if you like the content that I bring, it's going to be that same kind of content, just with a little bit less beer. At least on camera, it's going to be less beer. I am well fueled otherwise. Anyway, thanks for joining us, Talking Heads. Schedule's going to be in flux the next couple of weeks. I'm hoping to make it every single Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific, but
we'll see.
We'll see. Follow me on Twitter if you like the show, and I'll try to tweet out the affirmative schedule, whether or not that's going to happen or not. So anyway, thanks for joining me again, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Have a great Christmas. I'm gonna try to do the same myself. Anyway, have a Merry Christmas, guys. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you later.
All right, bye.